Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Lindsay and I bring you content on clean beauty and skincare. Today's video is really just a fun video. I wanted to sit down and play with some makeup. I just got back from a trip, so I haven't been able to play with eyeshadow or test these new products or anything like that yet. So I wanted to sit down and film this for you guys. Picked up some new releases and things to try out. I have the new Pacifica palette here along with their lip gloss. I have a new base product, a lot of fun stuff. So if you want to see how I ended up creating this look using some new products, then keep watching. Okay guys, let's go ahead and get started. I feel like I have so many new products I want to share with you. I've been doing a little bit of shopping lately, trying out some new things to share with you guys. So let's just go ahead and get started with the base. I want to go for a really nice glowy bronzy base for this look. So I'm going to start with the Vita Liberata. This is the Beauty Blur Skin Tone Optimizer. I just picked this up on Ulta. If you guys have heard of Vita Liberata, they're like an organic, natural self-tanning brand, and they have this thing called the Body Blur, which is basically just blurring makeup for your body. And they just came out with this Beauty Blur, which is for your face. This is one of those products you can use a bunch of different ways. I like to use it just sort of as a primer. It has a little bit of a tint to it, so you can use it like a tinted moisturizer if you wanted super light coverage but a little bit of glow. It's absolutely stunning. I have the shade Latte Light. They have a couple different shades of this. I'll show you guys what this shade looks like. I would have gotten a bit of a deeper shade, but this one's nice. It's very similar to my skin tone. What I'm going to do is just mix a little bit of this in with the Drunk Elephant Deep Bronzy because I just want this to be a little bit deeper. And these two together I think just give me the prettiest base to work off of. So I just like to mix these two up. The Vita Liberata Beauty Blur is really nice. It's a super thin consistency so it doesn't feel super heavy on your skin. So when you put it under makeup, it just works beautifully. I'm just going to smooth this on my face. Not sure if you'll be able to tell on camera, but it gave me such a smooth and slightly glowy base to work off. I've been really enjoying this product. Can't wait to test it out some more. Also, I think the packaging is just so cute. So next up for foundation, I pulled out one I haven't used in a while. It's the Cloven Hollow Skin Tint. Did a review on this. I haven't used it in a video in a while, so I thought I would pull it out. I have the shade 04. I'm just going to take this on the back of my hand. And I love using this foundation if I want a pretty good amount of coverage, but I don't want my face to look cakey or feel heavy. So I just like to take this and I just start dotting it in my face. I'm going to blend it out with a flat top brush. And the cool thing about this foundation is you can really customize the coverage. So you can go super light or you could build it up to almost full coverage if you wanted that much. So I think it's a really nice, versatile formula, and I feel like it just makes your skin look really smooth, which is nice. Since I still have some on the back of my hand, I'm just going to go in with a second layer and build up the coverage a little bit more. Finished blending it out. I absolutely love the finish that this foundation has. It's a really nice satin skin-like finish that feels just so weightless on the skin. This is one of the foundations you can use powder to set it, or if you don't want powder, you don't really need it because it does stay put really well. So moving on to concealer, I'm just going to go in with the Cover FX Power Play Concealer. I have a couple new setting powders I want to talk about, so I just wanted to use a concealer that I'm familiar with so I can see how they perform. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this because you need the smallest amount. It's really pigmented. And then to blend that out, I'm going in with my Real Techniques sponge. And there's a hair on it. Cool. Moving on to setting powders, I have a couple different ones I wanted to talk about. I just picked up the Physicians Formula. This is the Mineral Wear, what the heck did I just say? The Mineral Wear Translucent Airbrush Pressed Powder. This is the talc-free powder that they carry, so I wanted to try this out. This is the shade Translucent. They also have the RMS Beauty Unpowder. Got this recently. And then the Lawless powder I got, it's the Seal the Deal Loose Setting Powder. I got the shade Brightening. Pretty sure I don't like this under my eyes. The times that I have tried it, it's just looked so cakey. I'll have to keep trying it out with different concealers, but really not sure about this so far. I might try that on the rest of my face and just use one of these for the under eyes. I think I'm going to use the Physicians Formula one just because I haven't tried this one out yet and I want to see how it ends up working. This is the shade Translucent. Again, you get this stupid little brush that no one ever uses. Maybe some people do. So I'm just going to take this with a under eye brush to set my under eyes. Before I go in with the powder, I'm just going to take my sponge and smooth out any creases that may have settled, and then I'm going to set it with the powder. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. It's weird because it's translucent, but it looks dark in the pan, so like don't be scared of the color of it. I think it's pretty translucent on the skin. I'm gonna go ahead and set the other under eye. I think it's definitely looking a little bit cakey under my eyes. Not as bad as like the Lawless one, but it's not exactly super smooth. Maybe I just used a little bit too much product, but we'll just forget about that. Let it be. For the rest of my face, I'm gonna try the Lawless powder because I know I don't really like it under my eyes, but I want to see if it looks good on the rest of my face. This is the brightening one, so it does have a little bit of like a peachy tint to it, but it's not too strong, so it doesn't really alter my foundation color or anything like that. So I'm just going to take that with a big fluffy brush just to set the rest of my face. I think I like that for the rest of my face. It is a nice light powder. It doesn't really move your foundation around a lot, and I think it does a good job at setting everything down. Like I said, I'll have to test it out a little bit more and see what I really think of it. But I am noticing this left eye is looking so bad with this powder over top of the concealer. I've been having trouble, like this eye specifically just looks so cakey, like really easily. And I don't know if it was that brush. Both my under eyes are just not looking good. I think it might have been this powder because I am used to that concealer. And I think it depends what powder I use with it. Sometimes it'll look super cakey and sometimes it looks good. Usually I'll stick to something like the RMS powder, which is really thin and more of like a silica powder. So it really sets it down without really adding a lot of like thickness, and I think it's just not really working out right now. Well, let's just go ahead and move on to bronzer. This is not a new product. I've used this a couple times before. I really love this bronzer. It's super soft and blends beautifully, just like the Han Cosmetics Malibu. It's that same sort of really soft formula that just, you know, blends like a dream. I'm just gonna go ahead and buff this on my face. All right, there's that. We're bronzed up. I'm just going to go ahead and use the blush that's in this palette as well, which is just a really nice matte baby pink. All right, we're bronzed and blushed up. I have a new product here from Lila B. They came out with a new shade of their Glistening Glow Skin Illuminator. This is the rose gold shade called Be Captivating. This probably isn't going to work on me as a highlight, but I still want to try and use it. I think I'm going to use it sort of as like a blush topper, just to add some shimmer since we did use a matte blush. If you have a medium to deeper skin tone, I think this would be so gorgeous for your skin tone. It would look perfect. For me, too dark. Although this is a cream product, I feel like you can use a brush with it since it's such a dry cream. It almost acts like a powder. So I'm just going to take sort of a fluffy brush and use this as a little bit of a blush topper and see how it works. I think that actually worked pretty well. It doesn't look too chunky or shimmery. I'm going to go ahead and with a highlight, since that one's a little bit too deep for me, I'm going to take this one from that Pacifica palette. This is the Glimmer Shimmer shade, just for the tops of my cheekbones and the rest of those highlight points. Highlight points. Go ahead and move on to the eyes. I have a palette I'm so excited to try out. This is the Pacifica Hemp Infused Eyeshadows, Cosmic Reflect Hemp, Cosmic Reflect Hemp Infused Eyeshadows, vegan, cruelty-free, talc-free, all that goodness. And these shades are just so pretty. They're really fun, a lot of jewel tones. I like that they came out with this because I feel like clean beauty needs some more fun palettes like this. There's only 3 matte shades in here, which is kind of disappointing. And some are a little bit more of a chunky metallic and some more are just like a slight metallic. But a ton of fun shades in here that I want to play around with. And it actually comes with this brush as well, which feels pretty nice. So I'm excited to test this out. I'm going to go in and just start with the shade right here, which is a matte orange called Lift Off. And I'm going to start this in my crease, sort of as a transition shade. Wow, that is freaking pigmented. I used way too much. But that is such a pretty color. It's blending out okay, but I feel like I need another shade to help blend it in a little bit more. I'm going to go in with the Ilia Warm Nude Necessary palette. I've been using this a ton. I'm going to take that shade right there, which is a matte orange. It's a little bit lighter, but these are super blendable, so I think it'll just help the color look a little bit more smooth. I zoomed you guys in a little bit more. Hopefully you can see the eye look better now. I just went ahead with the Ilia, this warm shade, did it under my lash line, pretty smoky, just because I wanted this look to be, you know, nice and warm and fun and smoky. And now I'm just taking that orange shade I was using in the Pacifica palette, and I'm just running it. I already did it on this eye, just more defined to my crease to sort of intensify that orange color that we previously laid down. I'm done working on the lid. I'm going to go in with the same shade I've been using, still this orange one. This brush is actually really nice that it comes with. It reminds me of like the Anastasia palettes. They used to come with a brush that I really liked. Really similar to that. It had like a fluffy side and then more of a dense side. But I'm going to take the shade Lift Off, and I'm going to run that tighter to my lower lash line. Since we did already smoke out that lighter orange, I just want a little bit more definition. Alright, next up I really want to use the shade Crystal Flower, which has a really interesting shift to it. It's like a gray, but it has a super strong purple shift that I want to put on my lid. It has a little bit of like a chunky shimmer to it, but it doesn't seem to like flake off or anything weird like that. But at the same time, I also want to use this Kosas 10-second eyeshadow in Fahrenheit because I still haven't played with this. But the bronze shade that I got, I've been using all the time. Those last so well on my eyes. I have super oily eyelids and they crease like a tiny bit, but that's after the whole day wear. Like, I use powder eyeshadows and they crease on me just because my like eyelids are so oily. So I think those are amazing. So easy to use and so quick to do. Like, you do a whole eye look in just like literally 10 seconds. I get why they call it a 10-second eyeshadow. So anyway, I'm going to take this purple shade. I'm going to lay this as a base for that shadow we're going to put on top, since they are sort of similar tones, and I just really want to play with this shade. So I'm just putting about that much, and I'm going to tap that in with my fingers. Now that we have that base shade laid down, I'm going to take that shade Crystal Flower. I'm going to use my fingers since it is a metallic, and it's a little bit more chunky, so I think I'll just get the most color payoff this way. I'm going to go ahead and pat that on the lid. I hope this looks pretty. The shade looks gorgeous. Shade has some really chunky glitter. I'm not sure that I'm loving that. I think I'm going to try using a wet brush and see if that helps the color pay off and the glitter sort of look a little bit better. So I'm just going to take the brush that it comes with, mist this, and then go ahead and pat that on my lid. See if that helps a little bit. Oh yeah, that definitely looks way better. Wetting my brush helped to smooth out the pigment a little bit. Dry, I feel like it was sort of chalky and like had some fallout. It has some chunky glitter in it, so I think it's a little hard to work with. But it definitely is looking better with that damp brush. Alright, whatever. I'm going to leave the lid shade be. Really not my favorite texture of eyeshadow, but I think the color is pretty. I'll have to try some more of these shades in some upcoming tutorials. I'm going to take the same shade I used on my lid, and I'm just going to do it under my lash line to tie the look together a little bit more. There's just so much fallout with this shadow. I'm not a fan of that. So I do want to try some more shades from this palette. I'm going to take Magic Wand, which is a deep purple. Has a little bit of a shimmer to it, but it's not nearly as metallic as the other shade we use. I'm going to use that just to deepen up the outer V of my eye. We'll move on to eyeliner and mascara and lips and finish up this look. Alright, I feel like I keep saying this is the last step for the eyes, and then I do another thing. Just a couple more steps for the inner corner. I'm going to take the shade Looking Glass. This I think will be so pretty with the lip gloss that I have to show. It's a really light pink, but it has a purpley reflect, which I think will play nicely with the purple we used. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on the inner corner of my eye and maybe a little bit on the brow bone as well. Alright, next I'm going to line with the new Ilia gel liner. I'm going to use the shade Brown on my waterline. Let me do that real quick. Alright, that is done. I don't think I'm going to do any sort of liner on the top lash line, but I do have two new mascaras I've been trying out. I picked up the Ilia Limitless Lash Mascara from Sephora. Heard pretty good things about this, and the brush looked really interesting. It's sort of like hard plastic, but it has some, like one side's really spiky and the other is like sort of a comb for your lashes. Really interesting. This gives a gorgeous, soft, fluffy lash. Doesn't give a ton of volume, but it just makes your lashes just look really naturally full and long. If you like a more natural look but still want a little bit of drama, I think this is great. Personally, for me, I can't build this up to get it to look as dramatic as I want it to, but I love that this does not flake or smudge at all. I've tried so many clean mascaras and I feel like most of them will flake or smudge or just like not work, but this one does not do that at all, so I think it's absolutely perfect. If I do a different mascara on my top lashes, I always put this one on my bottom because it just works great. If you have problems with smudging or anything like that, definitely try this one out. Then also, Well People released a new mascara. This is, I forgot what this is called. It's their Expressionist Voluminizing Mascara. I think it's called their like Pro Mascara. I have tried the original formula and it smudges on me a little bit. It does give a really nice effect, but it, you know, it smudges a little bit. So I haven't actually tried this fully yet. I did try it on for a little bit, but I took it off shortly after, so I wanted to wear this today and see how it performs. So I'm going to go ahead and use this one on the top lashes, and then I'm going to go in with the Ilia one for my bottom lashes. And the brush on this one, by the way, is one of those like very voluminizing looking brushes, if you know what I'm saying. So I finished my mascara. I freaking love the effect that this gives. It's definitely very voluminizing, and although it's like specifically a voluminizing mascara, I think it still does give a lot of length. So it's not just like you have these thick short lashes. I did like a lot of coats of it, so it's super buildable, but it did not get clumpy. I feel like I could still do another coat and it would apply smoothly. So if this wears well, I think it'll definitely be a hit because I like how my lashes look. I definitely like it better than the original formula. I think it just gives me some more drama. Then I did put the Ilia mascara on my bottom lashes. So yeah, let's go ahead and finish up the lips, and that will be it for the rest of this look. So I wanted to do something sort of peachy. I picked up the Honest Beauty Tinted Lip Balm from one of my Targets that I live near recently, and oh my gosh, I am obsessed with this. I've heard a lot of good things. I know that Allie Glines love these, so I had to pick them up. I have the shade Fruit Punch. This was like the only shade they had, but I still wanted to try it. It's a really pretty sort of like peachy, bright coral. I actually like these better than the Ilia tinted lip conditioners, which I thought were the best lip conditioners, but these I feel like they're way more affordable and they're just so moisturizing, and the color is so smooth and it doesn't sort of like stick to any dry skin you have on your lips. So freaking good. I can't wait to get more shades of these. Anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this on my lips, and then I have a lip gloss to use as well. Another thing is that these are really buildable, so you can stop at this if you want a sheer wash of color, or you can really build it up and get some good color payoff for it. And then another new Pacifica product I picked up is the Highest Gloss Hemp Infused Lip Gloss. I have the shade Cupcake, which is this really gorgeous, clear, pearlescent shade, sort of like the inner shade we used for the eyeshadow. I've been loving this. I like squeezy tube lip glosses. I think they're so easy to throw in your bag and apply. This is also a great formula, not sticky at all, really smooth and moisturizing feeling. I want to get some more shades of this as well. Pacifica did launch some new products, as you can tell. I don't know if you can see, but it just adds like a little bit of a purple iridescence to the lips. Okay guys, so I think that's about it for our look. Used a lot of new products. Some were some hits, some were definitely misses. I'll have to play around with these and update you guys on what you think. If you have heard of any new releases or any products you're interested in, let me know what you'd like to see me review in the comments below. Thank you for watching as always. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already as well. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.